one day this will become important to me. When in fact, you're living someone else's life. You're living someone else's goals. You're trying to avoid someone else's fears. Is it time for you to live within your own means? Is it time for you to live within your own mind? Is it time for you to grow through your own events, through your own experiences, through your own actions? All right, let's go. If you're tired of not feeling fit, tired of just not having to focus, tired of just not having the financial resources that you deserve, this is the Live 100 podcast, the place you come to break your habits that no longer serve you so you can build the momentum to get the future that you deserve. I'm Jason Yarusi. Today, we are diving in to all of the things. I want you to think about your life and just how complicated maybe life has become. How many things happen in a day, how many things you have to deal with, how many people you have to answer to, how many questions you have to have, how many alerts you have, how many calls you get, how many errands you have to run, how many things you have to do. And ask yourself, are you taking note? Are you dictating these things that you have to do? Or are they happening to you? I bet if you pull your phone out right now and took 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and went through each and every app, you might find 50, 100, 300 apps that you now have in your phone. You've put in your phone for some thought that you might need them, you might use them, or maybe they were needed in the past that now are cluttering your phone. And how many of those apps are sending you alerts or sending you emails or putting out there into your universe something that needs your attention at some point? How much clutter are you carrying? It takes me back to a day when I was a little kid. I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and I would play this game with my friends and with my cousin called Dungeons and Dragons. It was this board game with dice, and you got to be all these different things, all these great things of wizards or knights and all these things that I was fascinated by. And I was loosely following the rules, if you say. And one day, I went to play with my older cousin, and I was showing him all the things that I had gotten, all the things that I had acquired. And he took a couple minutes and he's like, well, you can't have all those things. And I was like, well, why not? I've gotten all these things. And he's like, well, you honestly physically can't have all those things. And I kept pushing back, like, why not? And he went and gave a weight to all the things I was carrying, right? The crossbows, the swords, the axes, the hammers, right? And it came out that I was carrying around like 2,000 pounds worth of items. And for me at that moment, I was like, so can I have them, right? Just in that basic novice point of like, well, I guess I can just keep them, right? But think of your life. How much weight physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, how much weight are you actually carrying around each day that you don't need? And under this weight, it's crushing you. It's pulling you down. It's pulling you and pushing you back and killing your ambition and just killing your growth and killing your dreams because you're just carrying all this extra weight that you can't keep carrying. And what happens is we think we need it. We think we must have it. We must have that newish version of the iPhone. We must have the next, car coming out. We must meet and keep up with the Joneses, right? We keep carrying all these things around and trying to accumulate all these extra things. We keep bringing them upon us. We keep carrying all the weight of, past failures. We keep carrying all the disappointments that have happened in prior relationships. We keep carrying all the anguish that's happened in things with your friends, with your family, with your work, right? We keep carrying around all this baggage, all mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And until we make the choice, until we decide, until we put forward ourselves first to say, I no longer need that to be my best self. Until we do this, we will constantly live under the weight of something that we can never actually carry. So ask yourself, what are you carrying around right now? What barriers are you facing? What luggage are you carrying? What fears, what anxieties are you carrying that really have no bearing, have no weight? For me, I watched, over the weekend, I saw a story about this poor guy who drowned, and I don't quite know what happened or how he drowned. So I'm just going to put it out there. He drowned during the CrossFit event, right? So the major CrossFit event, the CrossFit meet, I believe it was 27. He was out there in the lake, right? and he was swimming in the competition, and somehow he drowned. And I don't know A to B of what caused him to drown or why he drowned or whatever. And it took almost 3 hours for him to be found. And it takes me back to when I was, a kid, and one of my friends at 13, and he drowned, and it took them almost a day to find him in the lake. And that still carries for me. It's something I carry today. It's like, I see my kids go into a lake, and it's fearful because just the murkiness of this part and just how quickly in a moment things can change. But is that something that I have to fear at every moment of my life? No. But with kids, right? We wear our heart on our sleeve because those are our little hearts walking around with us. But I have to allow them to learn and to grow and to protect them to the best of my ability, but to allow them to go and learn and experience. So how much are you protecting yourself? How much are you standing in front of yourself right now, being your own roadblock because you're carrying all this weight? How many things are you trying to tell yourself, well, one day I'll need this, or one day I'll use this, or one day this will become important to me? When in fact, you're living someone else's life. You're living someone else's goals. You're trying to avoid someone else's fears. Is it time for you to live within your own means? Is it time for you to live within your own mind? Is it time for you to grow through your own events, through your own experiences, through your own actions? It is not the end. It is not the limit that you've reached. You are now awakened to the experiences that are in front of you of what you actually need. Strip upon and strip out the layers of your life that really don't serve you. Take away one thing today that you don't. Just go throw it out. Go give it away. Look in your closet. How many clothes do you have just for some magical moment that you don't need? How many, shoes do you have? How many electronics do you have, right? How many things? Like, you have more things than you have time to experience. That doesn't equate to happiness or doesn't equate to success. I've listened to just so many things about, just the levels of wealth, how levels of wealth don't create happiness. Of course, it's easier to have money, right? I found it's easier for myself to have money than not have money. The days when I had very little, right? There was that stress, but now at having a lot of money, there's other stresses. There's other fears. There's other things that I have to face in the day-to-day. Problems, fears, anxieties, they exist in all levels. Those are the layers, the luggage. But as you're growing to the new you, what extra weight, what extra things do you not need? What extra things do you need to strip away so your life can start? The snake sheds its skin and becomes the new them. What do you need to shed today to become the you that you deserve to be? And if you're looking for a way to understand where your starting line is, go over to jasonyarusi.com. You can get a free assessment there. It helps you walk through. It's a very quick thing, right? Go over there. People are going over there, getting great feedback from what they're understanding about themselves, just from taking this quick question and answer. Go over there today. Figure it out. Where is your starting line? If you could do anything for us, go down there and leave us a rating and review, just an honest rating and review. It helps us get out to the masses. It helps us for more people to experience the Live 100 podcast. All right, that's what I got today. Let's do this.